In a remote region of the galaxy, the United States space tug Nostromo, carrying a cargo of mineral ore, makes its return journey to Earth. The ship's crew, 5 men, 2 women, and a cat, are awakened from their hypersleep chambers when Mother, an onboard computer, monitors a strange transmission. According to company law, the crew must investigate any signal indicating possible intelligent life. What begins as a routine search mission quickly escalates into a nightmare of unimaginable terror when the crew discovers and brings aboard an extraterrestrial life form. To the Swearwolves Horror Podcast YouTube channel. I'm Brett, and today we have a doozy. We have a big show, a big chap, if you will. Yes, today we're talking about NECA's new release of the ultimate big chap from Alien. Yes, the alien creature in its full-grown, well, actually in its many different forms, as you can see here, from the movie Alien. Now, Alien is a movie, give you a little brief history. Alien is a movie that we reviewed on the podcast, and in all honesty, I had never seen in its entirety before we reviewed it. But it is one of only 3 movies, I believe, that we've reviewed on the podcast thus far that I've given 5 Pamela Voorhees heads. Yes, Pamela Voorhees heads is how we rate, or Pamela Voorhees heads, a scale of 0 to 5 is how we rate movies, and I gave Alien 5. The other 2 movies that we've rated so far that I've given 5 to, well, you'll just have to go back and listen to our podcast. Go to www.theswearwolves.com and check out all the episodes. But we're not talking about the podcast right now. We're talking about this newest figure from NECA. And boy, did NECA knock it out of the park with this. Let's talk a little bit about some of this stuff over here, the accessories, if you will, before we get to the big guy himself. So first, I want to talk about the egg. Now, at the beginning, the crew, or portions of the crew, when they go to to see what the beacon was of life form that was broadcasting signals, they come across these pods, these eggs, and this one bursts open. NECA has included this base here. It's got a detachable base, which is kind of cool. It has these like tendrils on it, vine-like tentacles, if you will. And then this just pops in. It's keyed, so it pops in pretty easily. And you got it, so it stands right there. And out from these eggs pop, well, you got your little facehugger here. Facehugger, pretty synonymous with the movie Alien or Aliens. These guys just clamp right to the face, and then they lay their eggs, if you will, into the victims, and then out pops something more. But we'll get to that in a second. So here's the facehugger. A lot of good detail on this. The only thing is it's not, I mean, this is really like flimsy plastic, so I wouldn't suggest doing this, but you can't, it's not like wire form where you can pose it in a certain way, because it will, you can see it's starting to move back. The tail itself, again, is not really wire form. There's a little bit of it right here where it will stay into place, but that ends right through here. So you can kind of give it a little bend if you wanted to. But not much where it's going to stay in place. But nonetheless, it's pretty cool. Like, you can have it hanging out outside of the egg like that. Pretty cool. Once the facehugger has attached itself to the victim's face and laid its eggs, well, you have to have something that comes out, and this is what pops out. This is the chest burst scene. Pretty famous in the Alien world, but also pretty famous in another movie called Spaceballs. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime girl. But this is what pops out of the chest of the guy who gets impregnated. God, I forget his name. The only person whose name I really remember besides Ripley is Brett in Dallas. but Brett, because that's me. Anyway, so this is the chestburster. You got the facehugger and the chestburster. A lot of good detail on this. I'll try to get it to focus here. You can see this little guy got a lot of blood and guts on him, his little arms, and he goes scurrying across. Probably the cheesiest moment in the movie, if there was a cheesy moment. Although the movie to me is pretty perfect. When the chest burst, when the alien pops out of the chest and then it like scurries across the floor like that. That's probably the cheesiest moment. It's kind of almost humorous, unintentionally, I'm assuming, but it is. But the movie was made in 1979. I'm not gonna cut it down for that. Anyhow, let's get along to Big Chap himself. This is the alien, and what a beautiful recreation of this H.R. Giger inspired design for this alien. You got the long head right here, skull. You got these like bony parts coming off here, but it looks like it's almost like metal, and it's not. It's like this exoskeleton. Great detail down into the tail with all the different the spinal column that extends into the tail. The hands, like I said, the exoskeleton is just, it's almost beautiful in its design here, and there is very little flaw in how NECA has recreated this into a figure that's about 8 inches tall, to scale with their other line of figures. Let's see, just some more detail. It's just a beautiful creature, and like I said, you got this clear plastic. You can kind of see my finger through it, covering the skeleton, or the skull of the skeleton of the alien. And then you also have, if I can get it to come out, the mouth opens and out pops the extra little bit here, the extra little mouth. So that's kind of cool too. You can recreate that scene. I don't have an Ellen Ripley character. I'm sure they've made one in the past, not recently, though, but that would be kind of a great scene to create there. This guy versus her. Although she really, Aliens is where Ellen Ripley kind of gets her badassness, right? In Alien, she's more of just the smartest person in the room, not necessarily the baddest one. She's always telling people like, hey, we shouldn't let this guy in. He's got this fucking creature on his face. We got to keep him out there. And everybody else convinces her to let him in. She's more of the intelligent person. Aliens is where she kind of gets her badassness, and she becomes one of the best heroines or heroes, period, in any horror film franchise in Aliens. But Alien, she's just the smartest. But I really love this figure. I love the faithful adaptation, like I said, of the H.R. Giger. I usually say Geiger, but I heard recently it was Giger, so I'm trying to force myself to say Giger. Anyway, the H.R. Giger inspired design of the alien from his artwork to the egg with the facehugger coming out of it, and then the chestburster alien right here that you can display. The only flaw with this guy, I guess, this chestburst, is it's hard to get him to stand. I'd have to like rest him up against something. Yeah, kind of like that. That'll work. Display wise, it's going to look beautiful on any shelf. Any Alien fan is going to love it. If you're an Alien fan, I highly suggest getting it. These are now shipping. I know in the times that we have right now, it's hard to get down to the store. So my recommendation is to order it. As a matter of fact, I want to give a shout out to a local comic book store here in the Phoenix area, actually in Mesa, Gotham City Comics. They really hooked me up. I messaged him online on Facebook, said, hey, do you have any of these? He said yes, ordered it, went out there, curbside delivery, just came out, dropped it into my car, and away I went. So they also do shipping, so look them up, Gotham City Comics. They're online, they're on eBay or on Facebook. I would check them out there. So I have no affiliation with them at all whatsoever, except for the fact that every once in a while I buy stuff from them. So, but I would highly recommend ordering this figure. It's going to be one that any collector of horror figures is going to want, any Alien collector is going to want, and who knows how scarce they're going to be on the shelves in the coming months. So that's it for this week's episode. If you have any questions, have any comments, have any suggestions of things that you want me to review in the future, go ahead and put a comment down below and I will do it. I have a backlog of toys that I haven't opened yet that I'm trying to get to. I've been stuck at home, obviously working from home, but I'm going to try to get to doing some more of these videos more regularly now that I have more time at home. It's just what to say about these figures sometimes is the hardest part. So I just kind of wing it. But again, if you have any suggestions or you have any questions, comments, please hit me up by putting a comment down below, or you can always visit us at our website, swearwolves.com. And you can check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. So for the Swearwolves this week, I'm Brett, and in space, no one can hear you scream.